Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight preview. So let's get into it. Starting off with the information and rules about the fight. First of all, the fight will take place on the 19th of December 2025, which is this Friday. If you're in the UK, you have to stay up until Saturday to watch the fight. The bout is listed as a heavyweight fight. Anthony Joshua has to weigh at 245 pounds, otherwise at 111 kg. Both fighters are going to be using 10-ounce gloves, and there's going to be 8 3-minute rounds. So this is going to be a fully sanctioned, regulated boxing fight. And there's been a lot of interesting revelations I've seen throughout the build-up of the fight. And the first key revelation is that Anthony Joshua, during the press conference, revealed that he is training with Team Usyk, which is absolutely massive. Usyk, in my opinion, is the greatest boxer of our generation, one of the most skilled boxers of all time, and he has beaten Anthony Joshua twice. So having training with his team is going to be such a valuable experience for AJ to build up his skill set and to become a better fighter. So this is really bad news for Jake Paul. However, Jake Paul is just not sitting there. He is taking this fight very seriously, and as you can see from this photo, he has been sparring with the fighter by the name of Lawrence Okolie, and he's brought in heavyweights to spar with. So the guy is clearly taking this fight seriously. Obviously, his fight previously was sanctioned with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis pulled out, so his sparring was probably against smaller, more skilled guys. But at the end of the day, Jake Paul still learned a lot about boxing during this period, right? Gervonta Davis, he's extremely skilled, so Jake Paul had to improve his skill set when it came to boxing. So you guys might think, yo, he was training for a smaller guy, he's screwed against AJ. But at the end of the day, Jake Paul was still improving his boxing ability during this period. And the fact that he has brought in heavyweights to spar tells me that he's taking this fight extremely seriously. And these two recently did a face-to-face, and in my opinion, it was a very interesting watch. And I'm going to do a quick review about it. For those who didn't watch the face-to-face between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, here are my key points about it. First of all, Anthony Joshua was extremely confident, and rightly so. The guy is a 2-time heavyweight champion, an Olympic gold medalist. His experience in boxing is vast. He has to be confident. And AJ was also very laid back, and this surprised me a bit because Jake Paul has a tendency to get under the skin of his opponents, but AJ, he was just chill, he was laid back. And one thing that really surprised me was that Anthony Joshua, he did his research on Jake. He was talking about how he needs to beat Jake from a spiritual and mental perspective. I was like, damn, that's deep, my boy. But the thing that really took me aback was that AJ was talking about how Jake Paul does meditation, breath control, and things like that. And that made me realize that Anthony Joshua has done his research on Jake and is taking Jake seriously. And now moving from the other perspective, how was Jake Paul during this face-to-face? Jake Paul was confident, man. That guy has an incredible amount of self-belief, and I just have to respect it. He truly believes that he can beat Anthony Joshua. He really believes he can knock out Anthony Joshua. And he was talking a lot about God and destiny. And I didn't know Jake was, into all that stuff, but fair play. And one thing that I noticed near the end of the face-to-face was that Jake Paul tried playing mind games at the end. He tried putting pressure on Anthony Joshua. He said, what happens if I knock you out? What happens in round 1 when you realize, yo, I'm a serious fighter. I'm going to be on your grill. What happens when you realize I'm a skilled boxer? He was asking questions. He was planting these questions into AJ's mind. So I thought Jake Paul did a good job, trying to put the pressure on AJ and, trying to force AJ to get out of character, try to lose control. But at the end of the day, it was a really interesting face-to-face to watch. Both of them are completely different personalities, and yeah, it was a good watch for sure. Now we're at the end of the video. I'm going to give my predictions, and it's going to be short and sweet. I think Anthony Joshua absolutely flatlines Jake Paul. With that being said, I need to give Jake Paul a lot of credit. 99.9 recurring percent of the population would not even dare to think about this fight, let alone take this fight. So respect to Jake Paul, man. And let's be honest, Jake Paul's mentality and mindset is the reason why he's so successful and why he's one of the most successful people in the world. And you have to look up to that. You have to commend that. You have to take inspiration from that. This guy was on Disney Channel like 10 years ago, and now he's fighting a heavyweight champion in a boxing ring as a professional fighter. Can you guys deep how crazy that is? That is absolutely ridiculous, and you need to give this guy all the praise in the world, right? So even though I think he's going to get absolutely demolished, I completely respect him. If Jake Paul has any haters in the world, just they're lost causes, right? Nobody in their right mind would even take this fight. So you have to applaud Jake Paul for taking this fight. All the boxing pure heads who were criticizing Jake Paul about his opponents, you guys have to shut up now. You have to give this guy his props. And Friday is going to be a very interesting day. It's going to be a very exciting day. The fight's going to be on Netflix. Everybody's going to be tuning in. And yeah, man, let's wait and see what's going to happen. Thank you guys for watching the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and peace.